Good morning, students. Today, we are going to continue with the very important device, which is potentiometer. With the help of the potentiometer, we are going to do two applications now. The one is we are going to compare the EMF of two given primary cells, and also we are going to discuss about how can we find the internal resistance of a given primary cell. So here is the principle of the potentiometer is given. First, before we go in detail about the principle, I want to explain about this potentiometer. See, this potentiometer, which consists of 10-meter long wire, and that wire which is made up of either manganese wire or constant ton wire. Normally, we will use manganese wire or constant ton wire because of its low temperature coefficient of resistivity. Okay, so this potentiometer has 10-meter long wire. It will be like this. We will have this is, let us assume this is the starting part of the wire. We will have 10-meter long wire. It will be like this. Okay. So the continuous 10-meter long wire which has 10 segments. So it will be like this. Okay. And now let us see what is the basic principle of this potentiometer. The potentiometer which works on the principle that when constant current, what current? Constant current, okay? Constant current flows through a wire of uniform cross-sectional area. So even though we have 10-meter long wire, through the length of the wire, the cross-sectional area which remains the same. Okay, so when the constant current flows through a wire of uniform cross-sectional area, the potential difference between its 2 points is directly proportional to the potential difference between 2 points, that is V is directly proportional to the length of the wire between the 2 points. So this is the basic principle of potentiometer. Okay, so this proportionality will be removed by a constant. Let us consider that constant as K, and K is nothing but potential gradient. K is nothing but what? V by L. So potential gradient. Potential gradient. Okay. Now let us see how this potentiometer is used to compare the EMF of two cells. Please remember this principle of the potentiometer. The potentiometer which works on the principle that when a constant current flows through a wire of uniform cross-sectional area, the potential difference between its 2 points is proportional to the length of the wire between the 2 points. Okay, that is the balancing length. So now what is our first application? Comparison or compare the EMFs of two cells. Okay, compare the EMFs of two given primary cells of two primary cells. Okay. So now I am going to draw the circuit diagram here, children. So this is the potentiometer wire A, B, and from the A terminal of the potentiometer I am going to connect battery. Okay. So let it be either 4 volt or 6 volt, whatever it is. Key. Then we are going to connect the rheostat. Rheostat is used to vary the current without changing the primary source. Okay. And here we are going to connect the DP/DT switch, that is double pole double throw switch. So we are going to connect one primary cell on the upper part and let it be Leclanché cell, and we are going to connect one more primary cell, let it be Daniell cell, and from here I am going to connect galvanometer. Then we are going to connect it with jockey. Hope you all of you remember jockey. Jockey is a metallic rod which is used to make the electrical contact. Okay. So this is the jockey. Okay. So this is your key and this is rheostat, and I told you that this is our DP/DT switch. What is this? DP/DT switch. Okay. So first we are going to include the Leclanché cell in the circuit, and by using the Kirchhoff's loop rule we will get, and according to the principle of a potentiometer we will get, that is the balancing length corresponding to the Leclanché cell will be taken as L1. So when you apply the Kirchhoff's law we will get K into L1, and we are going to apply this loop alone. We are not going to consider this Daniell cell here. Okay. So and you have to keep the rheostat at one position, and we are going to find where we are getting the null deflection in the on the galvanometer. So you have to press the jockey against the potentiometer wire and you have to find where you are getting the null deflection. So the null deflection, that is the current through the galvanometer, will be 0. Okay. So this is for the first cell. Okay. So you can also write it as KL1 is equal to E1. This L1 be the balancing length corresponding to the first cell. Similarly, now you are going to include only the Daniell cell in the circuit, and again you have to proceed the same procedure. That is, you have to press the jockey against the potentiometer wire and you have to find where you are getting the null deflection on the galvanometer. So you will get now L2. L2 be the balancing length corresponding to the Daniell cell. Okay. So you will get E2. Okay. So now you just write what is E1 by E2. E1 and E2 are the EMFs of the Leclanché cell and Daniell cell. KL1 by KL2. What is this K? K is nothing but the potential gradient. So E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2. Okay. So by knowing the balancing length corresponding to Leclanché cell and Daniell cell, we can compare the EMFs of the two given primary cells. Even if you are not, that is, you can also find by knowing the EMF of the one cell, you can find the EMF of the other cell also by using this potentiometer. So this is the first application of potentiometer. Okay, we can compare the EMF of the two given primary cells, or by knowing the EMF of the one primary cell, we can even find the EMF of the other primary cell also. Okay, now let us see the second application of potentiometer. How can we compare? How can we determine the internal resistance of a given cell? So we are going to determine the internal resistance of a given cell. So first again, let us consider the potentiometer wire AB, and we are going to connect a source of EMF, that is battery here, then key, then rheostat. Okay, and again we are going to connect the cell for which we are going to find the internal resistance, then galvanometer, high resistance and jockey. Normally high resistance, which is used to safeguard the galvanometer, and here we are going to connect one more key and resistance box also parallel to the cell. That is, either we can use Leclanché cell or Daniell cell. Okay, so this is the source of EMF battery, and this is key. Okay, and let us assume, let it be Leclanché cell. So this one will be taken as K1 and this one is taken as K2. So what is our initial step? We have to keep K1 closed. Okay, so we are going to keep K1 closed and K2 open. So K2 open, which means we are not including any resistance here. Okay, so we are not going to include the resistance here. So we closed only the this key alone and K2 is open. Okay, so now we will be able to get the EMF of the cell. So we are going to again see the principle of the potentiometer. That is, we will get that EMF is equal to K into L1. Okay, when K1 is closed and K2 is open, EMF is equal to K into L1. Now we are going to keep K2 also closed. Okay, so K1 and K2 closed. So now we are going to include some resistance also here. So when we include some resistance and K2 is closed, we will be getting the potential difference across the cell. That potential difference V is equal to K into L2. Okay, now like this is your equation number 1 and this is your equation number 2. First K2 open, then K2 closed. Okay, so we can write that E by B is equal to KL1 by KL2. Okay, so the K and K get cancelled. We will get E by B is equal to L1 by L2.
Okay, so V by D is equal to L1 by L2. Okay, actually, we can also write that what is this E? E is equal to, hope you all of you remember this one. E is equal to, E is equal to I into R plus R. And again from Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So, I R into R, sorry, R plus R divided by IR is equal to L1 by L2. Okay, so this I and I get cancelled. So what you will get here, children? Um, R plus R by R is equal to L1 by L2. So we are going to do the simplification only here. So R by R plus R by R is equal to L1 by L2. Okay. So this R and R get cancelled. You will get 1. Okay. So can you write it as small r? Small r be the internal resistance. Okay. R is equal to L1 by L2 minus 1, or R is equal to internal resistance is equal to capital R into L1 minus L2 divided by L1. Okay. So by knowing the value of the known resistance, because this known resistance is whatever resistance we are including here, and L1 be the balancing length when K2 is open, and L2 be the balancing length when K2 is closed. So by knowing the values of L1, L2 and L1 and also R, we can find what is the internal resistance of the given cell. Okay. And this internal resistance, which will also change over the period of time, because in the previous class we discussed about what are the factors on which this internal resistance depends. This internal resistance of the given cell, which depends on length, that is separation between the two electrodes, and it depends on the area, and also it depends on the nature of the electrolyte and electrodes. Okay, so we completed this current electricity chapter. Hope you all of you enjoyed today's class. Thank you, students.